everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Quartet for the Sega Master System. It's time for round 5, and we're going to take the top road to get some invincibility, because we want to avoid being shot at by the balls that come out in three-way shots, and also you want to be careful as you're moving around so you don't fall in the pits and lose precious energy, which I'm definitely going to be doing in spades here. The time stop was helpful, but this guy got in the way. I knew time was short, and I knew what I would have to get rid of it, so yeah. And you want to be careful when you approach these bases too, because you never know when they'll shoot balls upwards or downwards. Well, they're always going to be downwards. If they're upwards, you have to shoot them out of the way. And of course, you have this stupid snail enemy. Have to wait for it to be facing you before you can shoot and then enter the underworld. Now guess where the star in round 5 is? Take a wild guess. Right behind that block. You have to get the jetpack, get the star, and then you have to travel the high road just to get to the boss and get the key. And then the key will be below you, or rather, after you get the key, the exit will be below you. And you have to go all the way back around to the low road, and then that's when you can get to the exit. All the while you have to avoid these balls that bounce around at 45-degree angles. When shooting this mini-boss, you want to shoot the head when the mouth is open and spitting out balls, which can be quite a nightmare when you have balls appearing out of nowhere. I actually had to lose a life for this because I knew that I probably would be doing this when I fought this thing. Now, thankfully, when you lose a life, you get 10,000 energy off the hop, which is pretty generous if you know what you're doing and you know how to keep from being hit. Otherwise, you're going to go pretty well through it in a matter of moments. Nobody said this was going to be easy. Anyway, now that we have the key, we need to avoid getting hit way too much, and we want to take the low road. We're going to have to deal with all sorts of monsters and enemies, and of course, the balls, before we can get to the exit. And there's a skull there, but, well, didn't expect to get hit there. Thanks, game. But at least with all this, the worst is over and we're able to get in the door. And we have enough points to reach Major, which you reach at 80,000 and gives you an extra life. There's Colonel at 120, which gives you more shooting distance, and General at, I believe, 200,000 that gives you increased speed on your bullets. But Major's as far as I'm going to go. So anyway, here we are at round 6. You can only enter this stage when you have the stars from the first 5. And we need to get to the underworld entrance all the way to the far right. There are 4 statues, and we need to get rid of them in the specific order. And this is the first one. This is underworld right. Shoot down the body so the head stops moving, then get to the head and start shooting it until it is destroyed. So we've destroyed the underworld right statue, as I like to call it, the statue on the right side of the underworld. From here you have to destroy the one on the right side of the surface world, the one on the left side of the surface world, and the left side of the underworld. Surface world is gray. Underworld is this weird light blue. Here's surface right. And you want to watch out for those flames because they can track you in a way. And, well, thankfully, if you shoot down the body in a way that can get you to the head, you'll have a fine time. Yeah, those flames can get you when you least expect them to do that. And I had a bit of a hard time getting the head in a place where I wanted it to be. And, not surprisingly, I also got hit a few times, but managed to get in a really good position. Now to head further down to the left and destroy the statue on that area. Oh no, we just destroyed surface left. That was surface left we just destroyed. This is underworld left. Good thing I'm paying attention. And we have destroyed the statues in the proper order. We now have the key. When we go in here, we face the final boss. This security system that shoots a whole bunch of laser blasts at us. You want to go not too fast. You kind of want to stagger your movements, which is something that I'm obviously forgetting to do as I do this. And because of that, I'm trying desperately to see if I can get my jetpack back. And nope, I have to go to this corner every time I lose a jetpack just to get a jetpack again. So yeah, you'll notice that there are, that'll shoot 5, then 5, then 5, then 3, and then 1. Just because of how the laser blasts in this thing work. And you also want to stay to the right side of the screen. That way you can always be near a jetpack in case you get shot down. At least the energy doesn't go down when facing this boss. You only lose energy if you get hit, which is wonderful. Otherwise, you'd probably be having a harder time. And, yeah, you want to stagger your movements. And when you see the number of bullets coming out of this boss coming at all at once decrease suddenly, that's your cue to actually reposition yourself and also maybe get a few extra shots in it too, because, well, that's your best bet. I do like all the flashing colors here, this nice little flashing rainbow palette. And just keep at it. You'll eventually destroy all the turrets. You'll deal with fewer projectiles. And eventually, once you destroy all 5 of these turrets, you will beat this game. You have just beaten Quartet for the Sega Master System. And we have found the princess's resting place. Well, that the enemy gave her anyway. You have successfully accomplished your mission. Recover the princess's casket. And return immediately. That's the word that I was thinking of, casket. And with that, we have beaten Quartet. We don't get any credits. We get the usual game over screen. And from here, you can play through this game all over again if you choose to. But sadly, there has been there is no second loop for this game at all. So what you see here is what you get. So, how does this game stack up? Well, graphics are nice and bright. You can definitely tell what things are supposed to be. So, let's face it, you're in space, you're shooting down aliens, and therefore those things could be anything, but at least you can tell what the human character is supposed to look like. You can tell what the key and the door and everything, and even the jetpack is supposed to look like. So, there's that at the very least. For sound and music here is pretty nice. Sound is pretty arcadey as well. I wasn't too terribly annoyed by the music or the sound in this game, so this is the delight to listen to. Controls are pretty good, though they can be a little slippery at times. Sometimes you might fall into a pit when you don't want to, or sometimes you think you're going to get hit when you're not, or sometimes you think you're not going to get hit when you will. I had more of the latter. But at least the controls are responsive, especially with the jetpack. I didn't have much of a problem getting around and shooting things. So, game's pretty playable. And finally, the replay value. Once you beat this game, there's not much of a reason to go back, though there is a 2-player simultaneous mode, and this game can be quite fun with a friend. So, if you do want to play it, see if you can get a 2-player session going. It'll be a short game for sure, and it can be a little difficult, but it's still a little better with 2 players, I think. And is this game worth getting? Absolutely. Game plays pretty well. Game sounds pretty well. Game looks great for the console, especially for 1987. There is a little bit of challenge, but this is, and of course the game is a bit short. I mean, you can get through this in 30 minutes or less if you know what you're doing, but the game is still fun to play. It's still fun to have in the Sega Master System collection. So, check this game out however you can. Anyway, this has been Let's Play Quartet for the Sega Master System. Hopefully you enjoyed this as much as I did. Maybe just a little bit more. And hopefully I will be back with another game. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be bad. Maybe it'll be somewhere in between. Who knows? Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care. Stay safe. Thanks for watching, and see y'all later!